Welcome back, and joining us on the show now is Prabir Bhattacharjee. He's Secretary General at the Tea Association of India. Mr. Bhattacharjee, hi, thank you so much for joining us. I mean, when you look at tea, it really seems like two different worlds, because in the international markets, it has been a great year. We've seen the tea prices gain up so much. Not so much for India. I want to talk about the prices first. Where are they headed? How has the year been? And what's your sense going forward?
Thank you, Manisha, and seasonal greetings to you. You're very correct. The tea prices in India have not been very ambitious, or say, soothing to the market. In the sense that, first of all, you must remember that we are having a shortfall in the production. We have a shortfall around about 20 to 25 million kgs vis-a-vis September 22 and 23. Till 22, 23, the figures of which have been released by Tea Board very recently. Now, see, when we have a suppressed production, obviously what one expects to look for is an increase in the prices, the realized prices. That has not taken place. In fact, the prices have, further got, deepened, has got subdued, in the sense that the average prices was, 180 rupees last year, and it has reduced to now almost, 165 or 68 rupees. So the going is not good. So where the internal market is concerned, and so where the external market is concerned, Manisha, there's also very depressing information on the news report that has come out from the World Bank on commodity. So the World Bank reports that there has been a depression of around about 8% prices in the tea in the current year, and they expect that this will continue in the coming year. There will be a further dip of 2%. So overall, if you look at it, whatever way you look at it, the prices of the tea, is not, taking up or looking bright, as of now.
It is not. But the other concern also, Mr. Bhattacharjee, is about the export numbers. Even they do not look so great.
Absolutely, absolutely. You understand, we have been doing it for the last couple of years. In the year 2020, when the COVID was there, and when the production got subdued, there was a surge in the prices. But then that has not taken up in the subsequent years. Now, what you see is this, the exports are dwindling. In fact, the latest figures that have come up from the Commerce Ministry for the month of September, the value of exports done for tea for the month of September 23 has been 82 million. I'm talking about in terms of dollars, vis-a-vis 85 million in terms of dollars in the same corresponding period of the last year. So that is one indication that we are not getting the value that we should be getting it over there. Second, very most important point is this, Manisha. You see what happened in the year 2021, there was a surge in the orthodox prices. Please remember that orthodox commands a premium market in the world market, and our exports have surged to around about 120 to 130 million kgs. There has been a dip in that also, and the markets which were emerging to be very promising for us, that has somehow faded. I am talking in terms of Iran. I'm talking in terms of the UAE. Both these markets, so there has been a dip in the export market. So therefore, export front also does not look very bright. Overall, not a very bright picture in the coming season.
It is. So, Mr. Bhattacharjee, I do know, I mean, in the previous conversations with you as well, we've talked about the higher labor charges and the way the industry really seems to be reeling, and how the industry also is asking for various support systems from the government there. So from where we stand right now, what is the sense, what is your outlook, one, on prices, and what is it that the industry is asking now?
Manisha, I'll tell you very frankly, I don't find, much of traction, in commanding a better price in this year or next year. This year is almost gone. Let me be very upfront in admitting that. So what is the response from the government is concerned? As you know very well, in the tea industry, we have a very robust system of communication with the government. And we are trying to, be in communication with the government, trying to picture and project the picture what the tea industry is going through. We are having certain response. It's not that we are not having responses. The government of Assam particularly has been very responsive. It has done immensely for the tea industry. The same expected from the government of West Bengal. Why I'm mentioning these two governments? Because you'll understand and appreciate that we have 85 to 86% of the tea's production coming from these two states. So there has been certain response. We're expecting something from the government of West Bengal also. But see, these are very short-term things.
I understand that.
Very good.
Mr. Bhattacharjee, I also want to understand on, I mean, you talked about the prices where you said we are trading at 165 right now. Would you say that this is bottom, or do you think the prices can decline further? And my second question is, are you looking at demand growth in India? Because we've seen exports not do so great. How is the Indian demand growth?
Manisha, on both the fronts, I'll tell you, I don't find it very optimistic in the coming days. Because you see, I'll tell you, we are coming to the end of the market now. If you're coming to the end of the season, I'm talking about end of the season. So, the prices don't make a spectacular jump over there. So it is going to hover around the region that we have just projected over there. So where the internal markets are concerned, export also seems to be the same thing concerned. So this is the scenario that as of now concerned, and coming year also, looking at the World Bank report, I don't find it very promising, for the tea industry.
All right. So too many fronts and not too great news coming in for the tea sector. I mean, I hope something works out, Mr. Charjee. But thank you so much.
Just take one small little point which I'll tell you over there. You mentioned very briefly, and I forgot to mention. See, this is wages part. See, the wages part, as you know, is a very labor-intensive industry, and most 60% of the cost of the production goes to the labor front, point. Now we had an increase in the last 2 years of around 60% in the wages. Even in the last, couple of months, we had an increase of around 7 to 10%. Whereas, the prices of the inputs, on a compound annual growth rate is increasing by 11 to 15%. And the price is not even 3 to 4%.
And it is not. And the prices actually have seen a decline from previous year. We get the pain, yes. Thank you so much for joining us. Well, that's about the tea sector where we've seen the prices decline, production decline, exports decline as well. So that is a sector reeling under some pressure. But that's for another day. With that, it's a wrap on Halftime Report. Business Lunch will take all the action forward.